Good morning, friends. Steve here, and I guess I just probably could say this every day. Like, what a week! What a week yesterday was. um, I'm getting into this rhythm related to my life, and I don't have in many ways I don't have a busy life in that I have a lot of things that are pressing on me to get done like I had in the past when I was you know working, teaching, um, taking my children to various sporting things they were competing in, and I just had to be just regiment, just like, okay, and at this time I have to be doing this, and at this time, and it was just so scheduled. And so now I'm in kind of more of a cosmic schedule. Like this morning, it's like, well, you need to set up a healing field, and you need to do a tarot card reading for the world. So here I am. Things are going well, even though they may not feel that way to you or to me. But sometimes these, I want to say archaic, even though I don't know what the word means, but these archaic symbols, these tarot card symbols, really carry a history. I mean, the description, part of this is like through the Middle Ages, certain things were happening. And it really seems like we might just now be beginning to come out of the Dark Ages. Like what they talked about the Dark Ages, and we were like, oh, the Dark Ages, that was in the past. And I would say, well, quite possibly, we're just coming out of the Dark Ages currently. Or other people may have the perspective like, no, no, no. We're just going into the Dark Ages. And so we can see how our perspective really affects our perception. Like we're in this one little perspective, and then we project that on the world, and that's our perception, and then we argue about it, even though we're making it up, because reality is a construct. I mean, once you get that one, reality is a construct. So what's real is made up. Once you get that one, then everything else seems much more confusing. Okay, carrying on. I need to do this before my wife comes up from taking a shower. So I'm taking up the living room, which she's planning on cleaning very soon, as soon as she get me out of the house. And I do housekeeping too, so I don't want you to think that we have that kind of that kind of old patriarchal relationship where the woman cleans the house. That's not here. Matter of fact, it's useful because in the past, and possibly currently as well, I'm kind of OCD, so I'm continuously cleaning. Okay, we're going to set up a healing field, then we're going to do the tarot card reading. So we're going to connect into the world healing field, and if you'd like, you can state these words out loud. I connect to my deep self, connect to my higher self. I connect to my highest self. I ground myself to the healing center of the earth. I open myself to the healing power of the One. I let go of anything not useful to me now. And I choose to work with the Hathors. I ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good, to release and integrate at this time. And I invite all souls affected by this event to return to the event, to release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves. and ask that we all be placed in a field of protection while we do this work. And upon arrival at the event, I ask the higher self to assist us to release and integrate all energies of the event gently and easily, fully and completely, on all levels and through all space and time. Okay, that's the field. We're just going to work with it. So this reading is there's 4 cards, and I'm not even gonna put a label on them. This is the past, this is the present, this is the future. I am going to mention that I pulled a particular card as the world card, so I will mention that when we get to that. But first of all, we got the Princess of Swords, which is the mastery of practical thinking. So swords are about the mind. So this symbol represents the ability to apply ideas in a tangible and productive way. The Princess of Swords is the mood fighter, who is determined with her sword, the clarity of mind, to fight any moods, dust storms, within herself. She actively prevents herself from getting engulfed in the moods of those around her, and she is determined to apply her practical ideas in productive, useful ways. The Princess of Swords is constantly regenerating her thinking to see how her ideas can be cost-effective and nourishing to others. And this symbol reflects a need to act upon ideas rather than just talk about them. The Princess of Swords represents the state of consciousness where word and deed are aligned. Practical thinking requires that there be no difference between verbal commitment and external action. Okay. And then, if truth be known, I pulled this card specifically for me. So this card that I'm going to read next is about kind of the universal consciousness message to me, but this can be a message to you too, because it's kind of a good message. So the card I got was the Death card. Now, I want to point out that it's the Death Rebirth card. And I'm going to read this statement from Gandhi because it made no sense to me, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. And if it makes sense to you, then you can explain it in the comment section, okay? So this is from Gandhi, and it's one of those things that you're name dropping. So if you drop the name Gandhi, you're basically saying it's true because Gandhi said it. Or it could have been Khalil Gibran or maybe Yeshua. Or Muhammad, or whoever, they said it. Well, Thomas Hubel. Okay, so Gandhi said this. He said, birth and death are not two different states, but they are different aspects of the same state. We'll just work with that. Okay, the Death/Rebirth card is the principle of letting go and moving forward. Release and detach. And this is by card, I'm going to say, from your old perceptions of reality, can I release what I've held on to as reality, because reality is a construct, so what I've made up about reality, can I release that into a larger picture, a larger experience of, let's just say, the world of one. So when we set up these healing fields, we ground ourselves to the healing center of the earth and open ourselves to the healing power of the one consciousness, the source of consciousness, the, you know, universal mind, the God figure, but the creative reality that we're each an aspect of. And a fractal of the reality is the reality. So, on some levels, you are the creator of your reality. So we can breathe. if it makes you uncomfortable like it makes me uncomfortable, oh, I'm the creator of my own reality. Oops, what have I done here? I look out and I go, oh no, I created this? As an aspect of the one, yes. So get your big shoulders loosened up so you can carry this burden, if you want, of the world and what's going on. Or you can let go of carrying that burden and look at the world you would like to see come into existence now. And just, if you're going to be making something up, it's better to make something up inside yourself than to allow your television make up reality for you. That's just my construct. That's the reality I'm making up. Okay, the Death Rebirth symbol represents a universal principle of detachment and release. Anything not useful to me, I choose to let it go now. Through letting go, we're able to give birth to new forms. Cutting through old binding patterns allows us to let go of the old, the Piscean fish, and give birth to new or unexpressed parts of ourself, the Aquarian fetus-like figures. So we are in, from my understanding, who knows what, reality is the construct. We are in this Aquarian age, this golden age of Aquarius. How's it looking? Depends on your perspective. Death is the Scorpio symbol in the deck. Scorpio has 3 symbols which represent 3 types of transformation or death, birth stages. The scorpion represents that part of ourselves that's willing to protect or take care of ourselves during times of change and letting go. The snake reminds us that in order to transform, we must let go of old identities in order to be able to express new ones, much like a snake that sheds its skin. And the phoenix or eagle reflects the overall vision and perspective that is needed in order to become even more of who we are. The bird within our nature is the spiritual essence that is always free, vital, and irrepressible. It's the part of our nature that prompts us to let go so that we can give birth to greater parts of who we are. Enough said. And then I pulled a card for the world in general or in specific. So the universe, I asked the universe to pick these cards because I don't want to take responsibility for it. So I asked the universe to do it, but the universe uses my hand, so in some ways I am responsible. But the universe gave us, so the universe gave me, therefore us, because we're a community, gave me the Death Rebirth card. And the universe for the world gives us the devil. We got the devil card, so we got both the death card, the death rebirth card, and the devil card both are major arcanas, which means they're really significant according to the constructed reality of the tarot, which somebody at some point either channeled it or made it up, or lots of somebody's made it up, these symbols. And I love these little, I love the woman who wrote this particular book, Angeles Arian, and she was a friend of Terence McKenna, who took a lot of psychedelics and was super brilliant and talked about his experiences when he altered his brain chemistry. And there's a conversation on YouTube between Angeles Arian and Terence McKenna, which just goes places that, well, there's another one with Terence McKenna and Baba Ram Dass in Prague in the 80s, 70s or 80s, where they're talking about consciousness and altered states of consciousness. Kind of like now. So Bennett Goodspeed said this: the difference between a comedy and a tragedy is that in a comedy, the characters figure out reality in time to do something about it. Seems like a significant quote. This book was written in the 70s. Cycles, wheels within wheels within wheels. So the devil card is the principle of mirth, humor at what bedevils us. So the devil represents the universal principle of mirth combined with stability. This is the only card in the entire deck which has undergone a transformation within itself. During Greek mythology, this symbol was Pan, half man and half goat, the god of merriment and sensuality. In Egyptian mythology, this symbol was Ra, the sun deity, a symbol of life force and energy. During the Middle Ages, there was a backlash to the panistic cults, and the archetype of the devil was created during the Middle Ages. I guess before the Middle Ages, there wasn't a devil. But during the Middle Ages, the devil was created as a backlash to people having too much fun. The panistic goat was changed into the devil. And ironically, devil spelled backwards is lived. And evil spelled backwards is live. So the people were living it up, and somebody created this devil that said, what you're doing is wrong, living it up, and so we're going to take lived, turn it around, and call it devil. Yeah, it says during the Middle Ages, panistic activities of people living it up were considered hedonistic. Therefore, in order to quell those activities, they had to be rendered evil or made wrong in order to make way for new belief systems that were emerging at the time. Wonder what those belief systems were. The devil Pan archetype also represented the need to face whatever we might consider our bedevilments or problems with the tenacity of Capricorn, with the humor of Pan. We can face and move through our bedevilments, the webbings on the side of the card, with sure-footedness like Capricorn the goat, and with the mirth and humor of Pan. This symbol reminds us that if we take our problems or bedevilments too seriously, that they can ensnare us and take us off balance. The devil pan symbol represents the need to hold on to both the qualities of mirth, stability, and our centeredness in facing real or imagined problems so that we don't be thrown off balance. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. There was a last card that I pulled with a friend in mind, but I think it's a useful card. Like I wanted to know how this friend was doing, and I pulled this card in relationship to that friend, and you're a friend, so this lets me know how you are doing. I'm making it up. It's reality. It's a construct. So for that, we got the 10 of Cups. Tens are related to emotions, and the 10 is related to satiety or satiation or enough. 10 of Cups is emotional contentment and satisfaction. Who's feeling that right now? Some are, because the universe picked this card for one representative of the world. So one of us is feeling emotionally content and satisfied, which comes from a deep place within ourselves and radiates into all aspects of our life, this sense of satisfaction. It's represented by the 10 cups on the Kabbalah, or Tree of Life. This is satisfaction or contentment that is coming from within the cups and radiating out. The 10 cups is different from the 9 of cups in the extent that 9 of cups is happiness that can be tangibly pointed to in the external reality. The 10 of cups is deep emotional contentment and satisfaction that comes from within and externally radiates the quality of contentment and satisfaction out. The astrological aspect of this is Mars in Pisces. Mars is the planet of energy and vitality. So this is satisfaction and contentment that has enormous vitality and expressiveness. It comes from within and radiates out in very fluid and expansive ways. Basically, the 10 of Cups represents an energy and enthusiasm that is being experienced at very deep levels, maybe from the deep self that you connected to at the start of the healing field, and radiates in all aspects of your life. Emotional contentment. I'm all for it. Like having some mirth, not getting lost in this appearance of this world outside and struggling with it and arguing with it and fighting it and whatever, It's just like, okay, this is what is. And if there are things one needs to do in relationship to this, let one do those from a place of centeredness, from a place of balance. I have to see if I can get my hands appearing balanced. Maybe not. Place of balance, centeredness, stability, groundedness, with a sense of humor. So the universe invites you to choose whether you're going to be part of a divine comedy or tragedy. And in the comedy, I think it was, that the words of the people figured out what was going on and what needed to happen and then took action. From a balanced, stable, centered, grounded, connected place, our actions come from the universal consciousness of which we're an aspect. So we might want to be connected to that consciousness and let that consciousness, that larger consciousness, inform our actions. Okay, that's enough. So we're going to complete the healing field. And if you don't feel complete with the work you're doing in the healing field, then you can just hit pause and come back later when you do feel complete. But this is the completion portion. So if you're ready now, then we'll complete this. I ask the higher self, the deep self, the highest self, our soul group, to assist all the souls that return to this event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event and bring that combined soul back into their body in present time with all of its wisdom, power, and clarity, its compassion, its curiosity, and its kindness. And with love and joy, I ask all the souls to ground themselves into the healing center of the earth and open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies into the earth at this time. And I ask that these new energies be brought into this clear space and that they be activated. And I let the universe and beyond know that this has been done and that it's good. Okay, that's the healing field for today, the tarot reading for the day. Everything you need to know about life is contained within this video. And now, be careful out there, but let the universal consciousness come through you in your actions in the world. Let you be an expression of joy, of power, of love, of mirth, of kindness, of compassion, of curiosity, using your wisdom, your power, and your clarity in every act you take in this world right now, because you are bringing the world in right now. What world are you bringing? Bless you. Bless you for me even getting through this video and for participating in the healing of the world with me, that we do this together and we clear out the past, we release and integrate the energies of the past, and we bring the new energies in from the cosmic mind, from the source. We are Winklil, according to the Mayan calendar. We are cosmic vibratory root systems. It's not a bad job if you can get it. All right. Love you much. Much joy to you. And may we change together in ways which heal the earth.